Skip, not at all. Check this out.
Yeah.
I know you're an analytics guy and you're learning more about analytics. But check this out. The last Celtic loss in the playoffs was April 24th.
Yeah.
Today is what, May 10th? So that's 16 days, right?
Okay.
Well, 15 days, 16 days. They lose every 2 weeks.
Oh.
A game. So that
it's
was
every
right
2
on.
weeks.
And that's what they did all year long during the season. They lose once every 2 weeks.
That's interesting.
So that's right on par. So if they're going to lose once every 2 weeks, I'll take that.
So they sit up to say, hey,
no,
it's the second week mark, Skip, so let's lose.
That's
Here,
that's just what the analytics say. When you play 7, 8 months and you go 64 and 18 and you divide 7 into that, it comes out to like 2.5 losses per month.
Payday every 2 weeks.
Yeah. So this is on average right on par. But, they gave us a stinker. And I just chalk that up to, you got to give credit to Cleveland and Donovan Mitchell. Don't take nothing away from what they did. It's an NBA team too. They have pride too. But our stars didn't play as superstars. I mean, as simple as playing. When you got 2 superstars and Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, one of them got to be great every night for them to win.
Now, one of them got to be great.
At least one of them.
But Joe ass set up here yesterday and told me and Skip that y'all had multiple pieces that could be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And
that's what you said.
I mean, listen, they're not going to shoot 22% in a game when they've led the league in makes and takes. And to Cleveland's credit, they had the best game of their playoffs, which Miami did also. They played their best game of the playoffs and won a game. Am I concerned? I'm a little concerned. This is their second loss of the playoffs. They've only lost 4 games throughout the season at home.
Yeah.
So it could be a little concerning that they let some of their bad habits creep in.
So now you're a little concerned.
A little bit, but they let some bad habits creep in.
Bad habits as in what?
They play down to the opponent. Cleveland came out and smacked them in the mouth. This is the type of game that you want to take the confidence away from your opponent out the gate, especially at home. You want to establish your home court dominance in the playoffs. And this has been a concern of mine because this is what, since 2022, they haven't been a great home team in the playoffs.
No.
I believe they're I wrote this down, 8-13 or 13-8. Not a good record. 8-10. 8-10. Actually, 8-10 at home in the playoffs over the last 2 years.
So they need to go on the road.
But they've been a really good road team. But I'm not concerned as of yet. Hopefully this is a wake-up call. And hopefully, you could get a little complacent when you beat a team so bad in the game 1. Yes, you could get human nature. When and they've been spoiling us, as fans, because I know you two are secretly Celtic fans. So when you're used to beating teams by an average of 20 points a game and you do it again in game 1, this is what's become an expectation of them. So now, not only did they lose, they lost really big. But take your hats off to what Cleveland did also. I thought Donovan Mitchell played a magnificent game. He understood what the Celtics were doing to him defensively early, where he got his other guys involved. He wasn't as aggressive. And then the second half, he did what superstars do. He took over the game.
He did.
And, once the bleeding started, it didn't stop for the Celtics. Now, is Derek White going to shoot the way he shot every night? No. Tatum, he has yet to have that superstar game. He'll break out soon.
We just keep waiting for that.
He'll break out soon. Don't worry. He'll break out soon. He's too good of a player not to. Brown, it's rare where you see all 3 of these guys play this bad. So, thankfully, they're great on the road. They haven't lost a road game this postseason. And I believe they'll bounce back because they've done it all year long. And, we're going to see it in game 3.
Yeah, you hope to. Now, look, is it concerning that they've lost 2 straight game 2s at home in the playoffs by teams that they certainly are better than on paper? It is. It's a little concerning. It is, Paul, I understand you believe in them. Now, do I think they're going to lose the series? No, I don't. Okay. I don't think they're going to lose the series. They're just going to make it stressful for people that are Celtic fans. They're going to make it stressful for them. Because I do think that although Cleveland's a tougher place to play from what I understand. I never played in Cleveland in that stadium, but you have and other people that I know in the NBA has. Tougher than Miami to play in. So going to Cleveland, if they would have dropped this game in Cleveland, game 3, now you really start to shiver a little bit.
Without a doubt.
Right? I mean,
without a doubt.
Cleveland feels good about their positioning. Now, here's the problem that I have when you start talking about stars, leadership, things of that nature. Post-game comments made by Jayson Tatum is a little concerning to me because you start now worrying about the narrative out there in the universe. We're supposed to win by 25. That's what people say. We're super team, but our coach didn't get coach of the year.
He's saying they're not a super team.
Yeah, I understand that. People are saying that they are a super team based on the talent that they have. I would say they are a super team.
No, I wouldn't consider them a super team.
Why wouldn't you?
Super team is 3 all-stars.
No, you don't have 3 all-stars?
No, we had 2 this year.
So Porzingis ain't never made the all-star game?
He's made it before.
So I
mean, if that's the case, then you can say Al Horford, he made it before.
But exactly, I was going to say. You got multiple all-stars on your team. You got 2 major supermax players. Okay, you got $500 million tied up in 2 guys.
Well, I guess the Lakers was a super team too then.
We're not talking, but see, this ain't about the Lakers though, Skip.
Right, I mean, you said 2 tied up in cap space, $500 million. Y'all do too, so.
We at home. LeBron probably somewhere on a boat somewhere in France or something. Man, I'm not talking about the Lakers. I'm talking about the Celtics.
All right, what are we talking about?
And then you sit up and say, well, you're not supposed to win we expect for you to win every single game by 25. Yeah, because I got Paul Pierce sitting next to me, how invincible you are, and you could walk out the tunnel and y'all got a W up on the board. This is what you're feeding to us.
I do expect them to beat Cleveland at home every time.
See?
I do expect that.
So when I have your leader saying the things that he's saying, I'm like, well, wait a minute, man. Is he starting to lay it down the foundation of excuses that he feels that maybe we're a little vulnerable? So he's giving us an out now? Skip? Yeah. Is that what he's doing? Mm-hmm. Well, don't get your tongue tied now.
Listen. When the year we won, Skip and Key, we went to Game 7 in the first round versus AC. We went to Game 7. We didn't lose at home, but we played 7 games and everybody expected us to sweep. We won 66 games that year. It's not easy to win a championship when you're the target every night. You got to expect everybody's best because you know what? They get up for the Celtics more than they're going to get up for you.
If I'm expecting your best, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you my best. Because I know what you coming in to do to me. I know that we the kings on the hill.
I get it. But
you gunning for me.
I mean, sometimes human nature is when you beat a team so bad in game 1, human nature is to take a step back and kind of like thinking this is going to be easy. So
every game 1, Skip, we must bet on game 2 for them to lose. That's what he tells us.
Sounds like it. Okay, here's why you should be beyond concern. You should be scared. Their Jimmy Butler isn't out. He scored 23 in the second half last night. His name is Donovan Mitchell. So you caught the heat with no Jimmy Butler. Their Terry Rozier is not out because Darius Garland actually played last night, and he played pretty well. Excuse me. And he and Donovan started making threes that none of your guys could make. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, it happens every once in a while that Derek White, who's a 41% career playoff three-point shooter in 59 playoff games in his career.
Came back to life.
Yeah, he came back to life, and he goes 1 for 8.
That's not going to happen again.
And every time it left his hand, you could just see it. It was way offline. I'm like, Derek White? What's wrong with you, man? And here's the problem. You do not protect your house. You just don't. And I don't know why. But this is the damnedest thing because this is what used to be Boston Garden. Yeah, this is leprechaun heaven. This is where you, And remember, this wasn't some Sam Merrill or Max Strus hitting a walk-off.
Yeah.
You got romped and tromped at home. You got run out of your own building by 24, and you were down at one point by 29.
Yeah.
And I look back, as you pointed out, and I'm going to break it down just to the individual years, but a year ago, you went 5-6 at home. 5-6 at home, and you lost a Game 7 at home to Jimmy Butler and company, right?
Yep.
And if we go back 2 years ago, you were 6-6 at home, and you lost 2 finals games to Steph and company at home. You lost 2 of them to lose the finals in 6 games. So that's 5-6, and then going back to 6-6, and now you're 3-2 this year at home.
Yeah.
And you caught the Heat without 2 of their best players, their best player and one other who was very good, okay?
I get it.
All right, so these are dangerous signs for you.
Definitely.
Because the Cavaliers are a thing. They're not a pushover. They're not a walkover. They're not going to lay down and die for you. They're not going to wave any white flags for you, because when you go to Cleveland, this is going to be a barn burner of a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
And if they get Jared Allen back and he keeps sitting on the bench like he's ready to play, and I don't know, he's got bruised or cracked ribs or something, but if he comes back, it could be even worse for you on the boards. You got bullied on the boards last night. It was 44-31. 44-31. Okay, but the odds makers are still saying, no, you guys are invincible. You guys are 7.5-point favorites at Cleveland. Give me some of that. I'll take those 7.5. And if you want them,
I'll take them all day.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so you say that Boston can win by more than 7.5 at Cleveland?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll take that for another dinner,
You see what they
please?
did in Game 3 in Miami, right?
Yeah.
But remember, Miami, you said it yourself. Miami is a different arena than Cleveland.
It is.
You said it yourself.
It is a different arena.
Okay, so we do have a dinner bet on
absolutely.
Game 3.
Absolutely.
Okay, Game 3 is 7.5.
Y'all like playing in Miami.
Of course.
Y'all love it.
Yeah,
like
as you
playing
said,
in
you
Cleveland,
just
too.
own them. Okay?
We like playing in Cleveland, too.
All right.
Did you look up our record in Cleveland? Nope. We like playing in Cleveland, too.
I know, but it's hard to. Who is Cleveland? They're just now coming together. You know, like they're new to me. They're not old. It's not some same old.
Who is Cleveland? You don't know who they are then.
Yeah.
So you're not confident in them.
No, I am. I'm confident in Donovan Mitchell because he's been here and done all this in a lot of big playoff games.
Donovan Mitchell, they lost to the Knicks last year when they were the favorite.
They did.
They were the favorite last year versus the Knicks, if you guys remember, and they got crushed.
Yep.
So,
all right.
Donovan Mitchell is good enough to get you a game. Is he a superstar? Is he not a superstar?
He is.
Absolutely. He's good enough to get you a game.
Yeah.
So, I'm not mad at that. But over the course of 7 games, they will not beat us. I'm not even sure if Cleveland will get another game.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. Okay. Well, I've already.
Man, that's what you always get yourself in trouble.
No.
Because you said they at home in Game 3.
We're a great home team. We haven't lost on the road in the playoffs this year.
You played Miami.
Well,
with no Jimmy Butler and no Terry Rozier.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you want us to do?
And
then?
in the end, you got them without Jaquez, right?
And think about it. When you went into Cleveland this year, you lost. You went into Cleveland this year.
You want to put a dinner on Game 3 too?
No. I don't want to do all the betting. I'm just giving you the facts. You are 0-1 in the building this year. I'm trying to explain to you
I'm saying
who have played and had big games in Cleveland. This is a different Cleveland team. They're at home. You're at a different atmosphere and environment. And your star player is giving me all sorts of excuses as to why.
Not excuses. Listen, I don't expect. Look at this, Skip. Darius Garland, 4 for 5 from 3.
He was.
You expect him to shoot that? He's probably shooting for the playoffs. What, 20% from 3? What is he shooting? If I had to just take a guess.
All that mattered is the game here. It don't matter
but
what.
I'm saying this is like a lot of things that you see on the stat sheet won't happen again. Derek White, Jaylen Brown won't go 0 for 6 again. Like Derek White won't go.
Okay, so he go 1. He go 1 for 6. 2 for 6.
Derek White won't go 1 for 8 again. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like.
So you saying without
Evan Mobley has a career game.
You don't think Evan Mobley?
Evan Mobley has a career game.
21, 10, and 5
That's
assists.
a career
But
game.
you don't think he could duplicate that without Porzingis in the lineup?
I'm saying Cleveland can't duplicate what they did.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I expect Donovan Mitchell, he was 10 for 19, 5 for 7. He can do that again. He could probably even do better than that. He could probably even go for 50. But he did go for 50 in the last series, and what happened?
They lost on a Friday night at Orlando.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, in saying all that,
Karis LeVert coming off the bench as a sixth man can't do what he's doing?
Karis LeVert, exactly. He goes for 21.
So he can't give you that?
Not consistently. That's not realistic for them. Consistently, he's a solid player. I love Karis LeVert, but his range is around 12 to 15 on a great night for him. That's good for him off the bench.
Yeah, he was 0 for 3 from 3.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
I'm saying,
So
like,
in other words,
Celtics can't play any worse than they did. They shot 22% from the 3. That's not going to happen. Usually a bad night for them on three-pointers is like 33%. Like, they're not going to do that. They're not going to go 8 for 35. But what does concern me is the amount of threes they take night in and night out.
I don't get it. I don't know why a team this talented says we got to live and die with this shot.
Yeah, absolutely, because, like...
That's what some mediocre team does to trick people, like they do.
They get down and they force threes, and a lot of times half their shots are three-pointers. When, it concerned me last night, there was a sequence to where Tatum went to the basket, got the and one. Then Brown, I think the next play does the same thing, goes and gets the and one. Then after that, it was like 5 straight 3 shots.
Yeah.
And they reverted back to those tendencies. But I think they'll look at the tape today, be like, look, guys, this is when we're at our best, when we're not isolating, when we're moving the ball, making the extra passes, going to the basket. And sometimes you need a wake-up call, Skip, when you've been so good all year long and you're so dominant. When you beat teams, you crush them.
Okay. I didn't hear Jayson Tatum say wake-up call last night. I heard him say, no big deal. We'll get right back on track next game.
Okay.
And to Keyshawn's point, he did talk about the narrative of the super team. They don't want that pressure on their back. I
don't remember. I've never called them a super team.
Okay, well, let's see what Jayson Tatum had to say exactly about this. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it was interesting to me. The first thing he brought up was we didn't have the coach of the year. And it made me wonder, it was almost like an A.D. Darvin Ham kind of quote where you're making a big point of, well, we don't have the coach of the year. We don't have that guy. So are you sure they're sold on him? They believe
maybe
in
he
him?
said, maybe he's thinking like he should have been coach of the year.
I didn't get that.
And maybe he's thinking that,
I don't know. They had the best record
by far. Like, by far.
By
They had the
far.
best. So why wasn't he coach of the year? That's how I interpreted it.
Okay.
So
how can I give a guy
why wasn't he in the MVP talks? Top 2 or 3. We have the best record by 14, 15 games over everybody in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, but you also got the best team. So why would I give coach
best
of the
record,
year?
best-
Why would I give coach of the year to a team that has perennial all-stars all across the map? They just y'all got everybody that start for y'all.
All-stars.
Everybody that start for y'all that been
You
to
have
the All-Star
former,
game.
Drew Holiday.
Yeah, everybody that start for y'all that been in the All-Star game, though, Paul.
I mean, you can say that about a lot of teams.
No, you can't.
Why
Can't
not?
say that about a lot. You can say that about a handful, but not a
All
lot.
right, let's look at Minnesota. How many All-Stars they got?
Yeah, they got 3.
4?
Well, who would be the 4th?
Did Mike Conley make an All-Star?
Probably did earlier.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, but look where they at. They 2-0 at home, getting ready to probably bring out the broom.
So if they don't make
Tonight
it, if they lose or they don't make it to the finals, I want to hear this same energy. I want this same energy.
Yeah, if they lose, but the point about all of this is you sit on this desk with us and you anoint the Celtics as your Celtics or
It's
something.
one loss. It's one loss.
Yeah, but it's ugly by 24.
You expect them to win every single game?
Absolutely, I do. Based on the way you talk,
it's hard to win a championship.
based on the way you talk.
It's hard to win a championship.
We ain't even talking about championship. We're just talking about
But
winning
it's hard.
games.
Just the road to it is hard. You got to expect everybody's best.
No one is walking.
I'm disappointed at them losing. Of course, this should never happen. Like, you should never get blown out on your home floor. No. And whatever is thrown at them today is deserved.
And
it's well deserved.
We haven't even started really talking about a guy that I like, Jayson Tatum, going 7 for 17 from the field.
Yeah, he didn't play well.
But when is he going to play well?
He hasn't played like a superstar.
When is that going to change? Because I feel like every year during the playoffs, I just feel like this, that conversation continues to keep coming up, Skip.
It does.
Even though you say, well, go to this game down in Philadelphia, game 5, whatever, blah, blah, he had 50, whatever, I get all of that. In certain games, he has done well in the playoffs, but it just seems like, for whatever reason that there is, that he disappears when he's supposed to be the guy.
I think he's taken an approach this year to where he's trusting a lot of his teammates to where, a year ago he averaged 30 points a game. You've added some more talent. And so he doesn't feel the pressure to have to be the guy every night. But as a superstar, you should have an understanding of the game of when you got to step up. I do agree with that. And last night, when things got rough, that's when superstars come through. So hopefully this is a wake-up call. So now, you have to take this as like your back is against the wall. You're going on the road, you lost home court advantage. These are the type of games you want to see from your superstars to step up, and so we'll see now.
So is it possible that your guys came out last night thinking, look at those Knicks. They lost Anunoby, and Jalen's hobbled. And if the Pacers come back and win it, we can just cakewalk on the Pacers.
No, I don't think they're looking ahead.
Yeah.
You got to take every opponent that's in front of you serious. And so, I'd rather it happen early than late. But the one thing, they have to establish their home court a lot better. This is no excuses for them. They have to be better at home. And that's 100%. Over the last few years, they haven't done that. They have to be better. And I'll give you guys that.
You're going to get me more than that. I ain't worried about it. I'll see you on Monday.
This game 3 is going to be it's a make or
I'm
break
taking those
for the
7
Celtics.
points.
Yeah.
I'm taking
If y'all lose, though,
No,
Paul,
you're
what you gonna
given
do,
the
man?
7 points, right?
I'm giving you the 7 points.
If y'all lose, I got to put you a
7.5.
watch. I got say, man, you all right?
If I don't show up, something's up.
Yeah, that's got potential. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.